All right, y'all, take off your shirts, get your nipple clips, pull down your pants because you're about to get an edging.
Turn on some Law and Order SVU a la Captain Sandy, staring at Mariska, Cheeto fingers.
Cheeto.
Like
Now
Kalani.
you say, because of Kalani, when we say Cheeto fingers, now it's a whole different
It's a thing. This is Love is Blind Season 2.
2.
Otherwise known as the influencer season. But it was messy as fuck.
Ironically, we're edging you because we're preparing you for season 4 of Love is Blind. That's dropping on Netflix on what day? March
24th.
March 24th. Our episodes will drop the day after.
It's your own personal trash advent calendar.
Yes.
Yes.
And this, we didn't like this season of Love is Blind of season 2. However,
we had fun talking about it.
We talk about it probably more than any other season now.
I agree with you. A lot of them winded up on that show, Perfect Match.
But don't spoil it for people because they want to know what if they haven't watched Love is Blind and they don't know.
Okay, look, Perfect Match is everywhere.
Well, I'm just saying.
They need to fucking come out of their caves.
Maybe they don't know about Shane and Natalie, and they don't know, and they're wanting to.
Oh, and you may not, about young Gary Busey. Who's looking for werewolves?
Y'all, it's a weird season. We go rogue, but we hope that you enjoy
Very
it.
rogue.
Very rogue. We will tell you this. Season 4 of Love is Blind is, I think, we've done 4 episodes. It's the best season of Love is Blind we've had so far.
I kind of agree with you.
It's really good. So, and
especially, who thought that Cocaine Bear was going to join the cast? Sorry, spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Netflix won't get us for that. I will say the After the Altar, which we cover that too, but the After the Altar of season 2 was the best After the Altar.
Because it was super, super messy.
Super messy. So, y'all, enjoy the ride. We had a ball covering it. This was previously just on a Reality Gates Plus, but now it's for all of you on this free feed. Enjoy our season 2 of Love is what, Poodle?
Blind.
All right, 90 Day. Okay, Love is Blind, take 1.
Love is blind.
Love is blind.
Love is blind.
It's 90 Day Games presenting
Love is blind.
Okay. Who the hell is Shane? And do I just not know how to read people anymore? Because this conversation with him and Deep and the advice he gives to Deep.
Shake.
Oh, it was Shake. Yes, the advice he gives to Shake. I'm going to say this and I'm going to regret it. I'm going to say it and I'm going to regret it. I love Shane.
I hated him at the beginning, and now he's one of my favorite people on the show.
I've said it.
You got to put on some Boys to Men and just push through it.
What do you think? What do you think kind of sex talk Shane says in the middle of when he's trying to woo? You know what? Hold on. Let me.
When I do my Gary Busey, my tongue goes around in my mouth like this.
Darling, I can't explain. Where did we lose our way? No, I'm setting the tone. I want you to show us some of the what do you think some of the things Shane says when he's having sex in the bedroom?
Oh, okay.
I'm going to be Boys to Men.
Okay.
Girl, you're driving me
insane. When I put your legs around my shoulders, I really feel close to you. And I really feel close to your pussy. I mean, it's sitting there looking right at me like a big werewolf face. I just want to, like a silver bullet, I want to just pop it in there.
Can we go back to the days our love was strong?
Maybe take down that key. Do me a favor. Put that bullet right in that werewolf's eye.
Oh God, give me a reason.
You got him, boy. We're gonna get us some werewolves tonight. I'm glad you didn't sing End of the Road.
No, 'cause that's about breaking up.
I know, but I'm saying
God, boy, that makes you forget. Boys
you
to
should have sang
Men
"I'll
really.
Make Love to You." That's better. That would have been better where we are than on bended knee.
That's not. It's
I'll Make Love to You is Boys to Men.
Oh, it is Boys to Men. I'm thinking of
Close your eyes.
No, what's the
make a
other one?
wish.
What's the other one that was like? It ended up being a country song as well. It was sang by All for One.
I swear.
Maybe that's it. I didn't like
All
that
for
song.
One did John Michael Montgomery first, and then they did I swear by the moon and the stars in the sky.
I'm not mad at it, but I don't.
No,
love it.
I'll Make Love to You is what we should have.
Yeah, I'll Make Love to You. Yeah, that's a good one. Come at us. Have you gotten pregnant during Boys to Men? Because I think Poodle and I could have if we were women.
I never. It wasn't popular during the times that I was being romantic with.
No, we were in middle school and high school. Yeah,
yeah.
Baby,
it wouldn't have happened for me then.
What was your fucking music in your 20s?
Oh. Well, I was really into angsty music, so it was probably Jagged Little Pill.
Wow.
Or if it was something like romantic and intense, it was probably, oh my God, I can't believe I'm saying this. It was probably Sarah McLachlan, like Fumbling Towards Ecstasy. And yes, I was
Tori
having lesbian
Amos.
sex, obviously, at that time.
And Tori
Amos would be a little too intense for that. Oh God, what would I have played? I'm ridiculous though. I don't. Most of the time now, I don't play music when I'm doing that.
No, I don't either. I need to hear them cry.
Yeah.
I will say, I don't even like
to sober them up.
I don't even like porn, where if it's especially, like on Pornhub and it's like people making porn in their living room and they don't have good music, or if they, like the other day, I was watching porn.
I don't want music on porn.
And it was a really hot guy, and I realized that they were watching Wheel of Fortune in the background. And I'm like, I don't want to hear Pat Sajak when you're giving it. People, places, or things.
It's that's bankrupt.
I don't want to hear this when you're motorboating some guy's butthole.
And Pat Sajak's like, oh, that's a shame because he's such a fucking dick. I have went off about Pat Sajak before. Pat Sajak's an asshole. Just watch him a little bit. He's an asshole.
All right, let's get into this. So Shane gives Shake this really good advice because Deep is like, the attraction's not there. And he just kind of says, dude, do something different. You got to work at this. Now it's a really, and he said, I'd be trying to do it every single night because you got to figure this out. And I went, whoa. And he said, maybe you need to get out of your box because the way you've been thinking hasn't working. So maybe you need to try Shane's way.
This is brilliant advice. Because maybe once you start doing it, maybe you realize that it's not something it's not your body that's doing it. It's something in your head.
Yeah.
And then, it's like us. Maybe if we slept with women, maybe our bodies would just take over.
Or crawl inside me like an octopus trying to get back into the ocean.
That's probably more appropriate.
But yeah, so anyway, y'all, that's just a little tidbit. I love this, but let's go into the couples, shall we?
Yes.
Let's talk about Iyanna and Jarrett. Jarrett finally admits that he's starting to freak out a little bit because it's what?
He says, but it's nothing. She's like, they're checking in with each other, and because he keeps saying, I'm 9 out of 10. I'm 9 out of 10. And he finally says, I'm 8 out of 10, because he probably just forgot the last thing he said.
Yes.
And And y'all, for Iyanna, that's the worst thing for her to hear. She's like, wait, you were at 8, you were at 9 before. And
Yeah.
then you guys,
It
she's
finally comes
having a
out,
moment of
Iyanna.
clarity because she says, why me? And
he's like, what do you mean? She
he-
said, but I wasn't the only one.
no. You're skipping over it. Why me? And he said, you had my heart.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, he did say that.
And she goes, number one, it feels so empty. Maybe he's just not used to explaining how he feels. But of all the men on this show, he just can't even do it. Shake
No.
is even better at explaining his emotions. He cannot explain how he feels.
Which is a cultural thing for black men, and that we've talked
Right.
about, and that other black men have talked about on dating shows. So, but they're even with that and being sensitive and having empathy, it even seems almost worse of a regret. It's just really,
Right.
like you said earlier in last episode, the emotional intelligence is not there for him to speak to this.
Yeah. And he says, and she says, he said, but what you just said, Iyanna says, but I wasn't the only one. And he keeps saying,
But you're the only one now.
I think if someone said that to me, I would jump across that island and strangle them, because honestly, that is insulting my intelligence to think that way. Then think it's okay for you to talk that way to me now, and that's going to be satisfactory to me. And she says, the closer I get, the more concerned I am. And she's trying to bring up things like, let's talk about you going out. And she's like, and this is the thing, this is what I wish for her. Mostly because he's not giving her any inroads to make any changes. So she says, I'm not saying you have to be home by 1 a.m., by 3 a.m. What is she going to accept, y'all?
So
what is she going to accept?
Is he getting home at like 4 at 5 a.m. from going out?
This is ridiculous.
This is ridiculous. Unless his job is like a club promoter, which if his job was that, then, but I forget what his job is.
He's a medical something consultant. His job, no.
He sells he sells like dental implants or something like that, and probably makes really good money.
Yeah. None of this is that these are just things he likes to do. He's a party boy.
Isn't it interesting if we think about, you know who else was a party boy? Shane. And I just want to think about the conversation he and Natalie have this episode compared to Iyanna and Jarrett.
He was like, yeah, I used to go out with all my friends and I would look only forward to the weekends.
Live for the weekend.
And then I'd be sad when Monday would come.
Jarrett is living for the weekend.
Because he's not emotionally connected to Iyanna.
He's not emotionally connected to Iyanna. I don't even know if he probably is emotionally connected to himself. Because I really think that Jarrett thought he is so disconnected from his emotions. I think he talked himself into this when Mallory said no, and that threw him. And then he
100%.
He was able to not mastermind, but have this. Well, Iyanna will work out this, and I think because he was an athlete and he like is used to this is that competitive thing. It's like, well, this is just going to happen because I'm going to will it to happen.
But at the same time, he doesn't have enough emotional intelligence to say, but what am I telling this woman if they find out they're the second choice?
Yeah. And what am I telling myself if I'm willing to settle for my second choice?
Right.
It can't even go there either.
Anyway, he keeps saying, "Oh, I'll change. We're
going to do our predictions." Oh my God! You know what we forgot to talk about at the end of last episode? We forgot to talk about dick size.
Oh, let's do it now.
We're going to do it now, y'all. Poodle, use the gift.
Ooh, it's me moody.
I don't know if you can hear that piano, but there you go.
Obviously, Jarrett is going to be number one because we've seen it. It is big.
Wait.
Well, we've seen like, impressions of it,
And
We have?
Iana's seen it. Yeah, we've just seen it in his pants. You're just not looking close enough.
Oh, I think I was just looking at his pretty face. Oh, well, the massage, people did say you could see
Yeah.
it. It looked
Yeah.
huge.
But number 2 is Nick.
No, it's Nick. Yeah, it's Nick. It's Nick. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
I would say after that is going to be Shane. Maybe. I think it's probably a tie between
I think
Shane
I
and...
don't count out Sal.
I was saying Shane and Sal are kind of probably the same. I do think Shake is probably bringing up the rear.
Shake, maybe Shake, or I don't know, Kyle. I know he's not in it anymore, but I think Kyle probably has just a smooth asshole that's meant to be.
He's more of a bottom. I'm telling y'all, Kyle could get any man he wanted if he was a gay and a bottom.
Oh, y'all.
Chicago, he would be the power bottom of Chicago.
He could live in Sears Tower, just the whole
I
top
agree.
of it.
I don't think that people live there, do they?
I
it's
don't
business. I don't know. But those are the rankings.
Those are the rankings. Okay, so y'all, again, Iana says, well, I just hear your words and I'm an action person. So, I don't want to be miserable and you're not meeting my needs and I'm not meeting yours. And I'm like, you've been saying the same broken record this whole fucking time since Mexico, girl. And nothing's changed. And Jarrett has this line that kind of gross to me where he says, we're going to be good. Let me guide this ship.
Yeah.
And I went, you're sinking the ship, Jarrett.
It makes me, I want so much more for her to be able to not demand, that's not the right word, but to not settle for the crumbs he's throwing her, because that's what's happening.
Yeah, because they go out to dinner and they kind of have this night dinner, and she says, I feel like, again, they're not on the same page, because she said, I feel like we've been together for a really long time. And he said, yeah, like a couple of months. And she said, no, like a couple of years.
Yeah, already, y'all, that's a red flag.
That's a red flag.
When your differences, and it's not necessarily who's right. It's just how they are seeing the relationship. He's obviously not seeing the relationship as seriously as she is.
No. And she says, I just need you to show me. And I wrote, girl.
You're right. It's the same conversation, same exact conversation they've had. He says, I want you, or she says, I want you. I'm a 10 of 10. I just need to see action, but I'm going to trust you.
And I went,
don't put that last sentence in there. Say, I need to see action. What can you do for me tonight or in the days going up to our wedding? What
Janet
can you
Jackson,
do for me?
that shit. What have you done for me lately?
Yeah. I can't. She must have friends who tell her this is not cool. And maybe she's not listening to any of them.
I don't know. But have we seen any of her friends? No, we've only seen his friends.
We've heard her talk to one friend on the phone.
And I know, but even at the wedding, or even the bridal thing, we saw all his friends at the Bachelorette. We don't see any of her friends at the bachelor party. We see his friends. We don't, who are hot. Ooh, his one friend is hot and has a huge dick.
And none of them want him to get married. They know who he is.
Yeah, they do. Let's move on, shall we, to Danielle and Nick.
We kind of skipped over more of Deeps, but we can talk about them later. You're right. That wasn't a couple. So Danielle and Nick, they are having kind of charcuterie at a wine place. Now we get really creative, y'all, with all these little dates before their last dates. And you think, oh, they couldn't have another fight.
No.
Because why would that happen?
And she said, this whole thing, it's such a pressure cooker. It's making me actually turn into a crazy person. Again, that's her fear. That is her fear, y'all.
And she keeps saying, I'm freaked out about blah, blah, blah. And Nick says, we just have to be able to break out of these cycles when we feel like we're hitting it. And he's like, just like that time in Mexico, I was watching you go through that, and I was thinking, I don't know if I can do this. And he's trying. I'm going to be a little Team Nick with this one. He's trying to say what they got through after seeing it, but she takes it as a trigger of him saying, I can't do that anymore. You're not for me.
And she agreed. And she says it now, but then she also says, it's scary to me to hear you say that. And he says, I'm not saying that. I'm not. So he said, I'm not saying that I don't want to be the, you're taking it the wrong way.
Yeah, he gets really defensive.
He's right. It's not that he's wrong, y'all. He is right. She is taking it the wrong way, but invalidating her is not the way to do this.
Right.
And honestly, the only way to do this, y'all, is in couples therapy. Already, they need help.
Nick says, and this is what's good. He said, it's normal to feel this way. And she's like, I just can't get through the triggers of thinking that you're going to leave me.
I just hearing that you're wanting to leave. And
he does say, this is a great thing he says at the end. Remember that I love you no matter what, and I'm going to love you at your worst. And trust that. Do you think she heard that after the conversation they had?
I don't think she hears that, because then they have this cringy moment when they're in the pool in the water. It was so cringy. And it's like the last time they're going to see one another. And they're making out, y'all, and they're kind of kissing. Again, they bring up Mexico again. And I know that just happened. But at the same time, she said, they're talking about sex. And she's like, in Mexico, I thought you weren't going to be so aggressive sexually. But then conservative. You asked me what I want. I told you. And she's just telling him this. And did you notice how Nick jumps in her and he says, I just met you. It's the first day.
Yeah, defensive.
And he's so and I was like, dude, for once, Danielle is just actually telling you how you asking her about sex made her feel better. Right. Made her feel comfortable. And I think he gets blamed for everything in his family.
Yeah, possibly.
And he is so tired of being the scapegoat. And that's what he feels like he's going to get into this with Danielle, because he's so, and did you notice when were in the pool?
And the coping mechanism for that is to do something sexual and to do something that pushes her limits. She's like, I need more violence from you. I've got wigs at my place. You can be the woman at my bachelorette party.
And he's like, no more lip biting. I don't want to bleed. And she was like, okay, fine.
That's how she kind of transgresses. That's how she kind of lives outside herself sexually.
Yes. And my question to you, when this scene ended and they're both in the pool, does he look happy?
No.
Yeah, he doesn't.
No.
He doesn't.
It's interesting. We're going to talk about predictions in a minute, but let's talk about
Malvador.
Malvador. They are at.
I'm going to let you go first.
I wrote down, he's got that fucking ukulele again. Oh God, don't do this to me. He writes another song for her. I'm telling you, I know people say it makes people cringe when people write songs for them. I don't care, y'all. But just the fact that someone has enough creativity. This wasn't, hey, it's Bay, Mega.
Oh, that's Mama's tune.
Mama's tune. That's Mama's tune.
God, I hope they're on Extreme Sisters.
Oh, you sang Mama's tune.
Mama's tune. So good.
I can say, just when someone says the word tune, I go, oh, that's Mama's tune all the time.
And they're like, I do that like somebody said driving to me the other day, and I just immediately went, driving down the highway.
Yes.
And they looked at me and I go, oh yeah, that's not real life. Our podcast is not real life. And I know y'all do it too.
Mama's tune. I do it.
Okay. You might come for me for this, y'all. If you want, come for me at the Matt Maher, Instagram me, tweet me. But I'm sorry. I'm just going to say this. I get it. I'm tired of Sal singing. I'm over it. It's not
You're
novel
incorrect.
anymore. It's not novel anymore. It feels a little love bomby. It's too much at this point. I'm like, can we
I
just
think,
go
though,
to dinner and talk about something
no,
normal
no,
without
we
you having
can't.
this,
Because
without you
she
having these
has
grand
said,
gestures?
no. She has said she is all about the grand gesture.
Uh,
He is giving her exactly what she wants. It
and
may not be right for
she's
you.
and she's giving him nothing. And
I know.
that's why I'm tired of seeing this.
I agree.
I've totally changed on
But
this couple, and I'm
this this lyric, though, this is
they
smart.
turned
He
my
said,
stomach.
"When the fantasy's over," in Spanish, "don't worry, I'll still be there." That's looking forward, because none of the all the others are still in the fantasy.
I don't know if Natalie is.
Maybe. But the
I
other
agree, I
three,
agree.
God,
That's looking forward. That's true.
he's definitely the most pragmatic of all of them. She told him what she wanted. He has given that to her. Now, is that going to be enough? We're going to see. So he's got this like gorgeous
I
picnic
take
prepared.
a Pepto-Bismol.
If someone took you to this picnic, you would not love it.
The picnic is great, but it was just like with the singing it. But the picnic was gorgeous. It was pretty. He didn't set this up though. The crew set that, but it was gorgeous. It was a gorgeous picnic. I would have loved this.
Anyway,
Love
she
that.
said she keeps saying, "I love that." Can I touch it?
Love that.
So Mallory says, "You made me feel so special," and he's like, "Yeah, I'm doing what you asked me to in the pods," and this may be. I think Mallory's realizing what it's like to get what she's asked for from men, and her first response is, "Ooh, this is not what I want at all." But I think she might be working through this.
Y'all, the baker's wife dies at the end of Woods.
I don't see how that's related at all.
That
Can you
whole line
explain?
when she says that when you get what you want, the thing that you want, you know that lyric. And it's
Yeah,
the
but
same thing. Like, it's not that she's going to die, but I don't know. Is this is everything Mallory said she wanted, but
right.
is it all that she wanted?
I agree. I don't think the baker's wife is apt here because she dies as an accident. And her death precipitates the rest of everyone else's change of hearts.
That's true.
She's the sacrificial lamb.
But didn't she die because she went to cheat on her husband in the wood?
I would rather not assume that moral judgment that came out of that.
Not the moral judgment, but because she got what she wanted and it wasn't what she wanted, and she went looking for what she wanted.
We're getting into a slippery slope here because I don't want to say she was killed by infidelity.
I don't want to say that either, but I'm just saying anyway. Yes.
No, Cinderella is a better option because she got what she got the prince she wanted.
You know what?
She realized
it is a better.
Yeah, that's a better. And then she was like, "Well, now I have to look for something in between. My father's house was a nightmare." Talking to the prince, "Your house was a dream. I now have to look for something in between." One of my favorite lines of Into the Woods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wait, maybe the song I was thinking of was sung by the Cinderella.
I don't care.
It was. It wasn't the baker's wife. I met that up. Just think, oh well, she died in the wood cheating on her husband.
That's not what happened. You could also say that the prince was the aggressor there, and the scene was a little bit more of lacked consent. But so I would rather not go into this with you.
Y'all,
I'd rather not blame the baker's wife for her dalliance in the woods.
If y'all thought Poodle would get on it about cake, just wait when you rile him up.
Wait till we're talking about Into the Woods and Sondheim. Yeah, let's not sex shame the baker's wife. How about that? So where are we? We're talking about Malbador. That's it until so let's go into Deep and Shake. Deeps and Shake. Okay. Couples massage. Y'all, I know this is done all the time in reality shows. I find this to be the cheesiest fucking thing you can do with two people.
I
This to
don't
me
want
is
a
worse than
couples
singing.
massage. I don't want
Uh,
it.
I think I get it. To me, buy me a massage that just lets me enjoy my time and so that I don't have to talk to someone else. Does it really
Agreed.
bond you with the other person being right there?
No, I don't think so.
I don't know. I've just never found a couples massage that interesting.
I mean, of course, you probably, though, your boyfriend would feel weird whenever your masseuse jacked you off at the end.
Yeah, that might be a little uncomfortable.
That might be uncomfortable. I mean,
Yeah.
that would be like, hi, honey, I'm over here. I'll be finished. Just give me 2 minutes. Won't take long. Won't
Is
take
Joanne
long.
Worley in here?
That's actually not true. Poodle and I are not into that. In fact, we both.
I
we
do
love to
not
go to
want a
this
happy
woman.
ending.
I don't either. We went to this
I don't
woman.
think massages are sexual at all.
Same. I don't either. So that's why we like Paula, who climbs on your back and laughs every time we scream.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. It's all about
but-
that for me.
But so I bring that up. Is this so? Where was the payoff? We have this conversation with Shane saying, "Change your game," and try to sex things. But this is the night before their wedding, and it says Shake didn't do anything different. Like he's
I
kind of
think
planning this.
I think we're supposed to assume they did something later after the part that was filmed, because that's what we were kind of leading towards. But he did say, Shake said, I laughed out loud, but he said, I want to fuck you emotionally before I fuck you.
Y'all, the thing
I want to be good in head before I'm good in bed.
Shake's not a deep guy.
You know what? Weirdly, I think he is, but in intellectual matters. And
yes, he's very intellectual.
I think in an emotional and I will say this: he understands his emotional landscape to an extent, but there is a Peter Pan syndrome going on of
Yes.
I only want to fuck big tittied hot girls that I saw in porn, because sexually he's arrested at 16.
Yeah, I definitely think he is. I mean, he's talking to her, and he said, "In the last couple of weeks, I realized I've been pushing you away." And he said, "I care about you so much." I think he even gets teary.
He
And
does.
he says, "One reoccurring theme of my life is that I don't appreciate what I have," and it's kind of like, "No, how do we handle this?" And he said, "I honestly love you more and more every single day."
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. In my gut, I feel like they will get married. If
We're not doing predictions yet.
fine.
Let's talk about
hate
Natalie.
you.
Let's talk
Hate
about
you.
Natalie and Shane.
It's their last
Not
day
one.
before the wedding, and Natalie said at first they're talking about his energy, and she's like, at first I was completely overwhelmed by your energy, but now I've gotten used to it. They're showing us all the good things about Love Is Blind, you guys, where two people are used to one another and they have kind of grown to where they can appreciate the things that used to annoy them. That is a huge
Yes.
sign of growth.
And they both have changed. He has brought out her to be kind of more outgoing. And like he mentioned, he's helping her kind of work through some emotion stuff. And that's when Shane says, I thought I was happy before, but I'm really happy now. And she said, me too. And he said, I got a best friend out of this. And he said, he said, do you think getting married will change things? I don't. And she said, we're married. I think we're married.
I know.
now."
And she said, and I did cry a little bit during this. She's like, it's any day is a great day that I wake up next to you.
That's my favorite thing, waking up next to you. It was very sweet.
Oh, I love them.
I do
If
too.
something happens to them, I'm going to be livid.
I'm telling you, Lauren and Cameron, I'm calling it.
It's not that much for me.
No,
I don't,
it's not that much.
I
though.
don't turn into a every time I see them.
I know. I wish Lauren and Cameron would honestly, I don't know why I'm looking around like someone's watching.
I don't know either. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Can Lauren and Cameron be the new host of this show?
That's what someone else suggested.
Oh, really?
I don't know why. They
I
weren't.
actually do like Vanessa Lachey. Nick is fine. I do like Vanessa Lachey. She's good at the read. But I think Lauren and Cameron would be incredible.
I think the show needs more of a married at
Especially
first
Lauren.
sight approach of where they have coaches. Where if there were actual, the show's much more voyeuristic in that way. But this was married at first sight or something like that. You'd work through it with coaches.
Yeah.
You'd have the different people. This show isn't really involved in that.
Married
It's
at
much more
First Sight
about,
is a really good show. God.
yeah. As we say, we don't love the American version because they don't go places. Maybe it's better. The new Australian one has just come out. I'm going to try to find a legal way to watch it.
They're very no. We're
They
not.
do a
covering the
lot.
whole
They
thing
do a
on-
watch in our Sissy Squad. We do a watch.
They do a watch in the Sissy Squad. We don't have time to cover it all. We'll do it by curious.
I'm going to leave you out. I'm not telling you. I'm not making you do
I'm
it.
with it. I'm fine with it. That's basically it. Let's talk about the Bachelorette and the Bachelor parties. Let's do the guys first, y'all. They go to Wrigley Field. Yay, sports.
Yay,
Not
sports.
not a lot happens with the guys except for
Shane just whooping on the ball.
Shane can't bat, and he gets really mad and angry about it. But y'all, this is like we see a little bit of old Shane, what we saw before.
Yeah.
And you think that, but now that we know him, you're like, that's just your thing. That's just kind of what Shane does.
Yeah, I don't think I had anything about this. There was one moment where Nick was talking to his friend Luis, and Luis was saying, "Is this even real?" And he's like, and Nick says, "It's a feeling. I can't explain it." And all of Nick's friends were a little bit split on this. So
now, but I will say though, I think Nick's whiny. I think Nick's a complainer. And I think if you notice, he's always on the defensive because he says, like, I think it's real. You don't. He gets
he does
takes
get very
other
defensive.
people's opinions very
really
personally.
quickly.
And this is the worst. I'm going to say this. I think this is the worst person for Danielle to be with. Not the worst, but not a great person because Danielle.
No, Jarrett's the worst person for her to be with.
But you know what? I think Jarrett would be better because
Tell me how.
Because Jarrett, he doesn't feel. He also doesn't take everything so personally. Like Nick,
No,
I feel
true.
Like Nick is like a walking raw nerve.
Yeah,
So is Danielle. They're really the same. They're the same person.
You're right, man. There's the worst. I'm just thinking Jarrett would not ask her about her experience at all and not try to understand.
No, he wouldn't at all. But he also wouldn't make her feel bad. I think Jarrett would just leave. But
yeah, he would say she's crazy and just leave. You're right.
I find myself, the more and more this goes on, I find myself sympathizing for Danielle.
Me too. And it was the complete opposite at the beginning.
Yeah, and I just think I've been thinking back about, I think Sissy brought this up, but remember how like gossipy and like Nick was when they all met each other at the beach, and I just went, I don't know if Nick's such a great guy.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's just him being interested in other people's business. You're gossipy.
That's fair.
So, I mean, I'm not gonna come at anyone from that.
But I just mean, like, I'm just wondering, are you interested in Danielle or are you interested in a project?
No, it's fair.
That's what I kind of came to this. Like, are you in love with her or the project of Danielle?
I think that's definitely part of it for him.
Yeah, I think
so too. Yeah. So I'm trying to think, was there anything else?
I mean, in the Bachelorette, the ladies talk. Danielle talks to her friends, and again, you like start to feel bad for Danielle, and then you just hear her saying, "My biggest fear is losing him. Right now, I'm the worst version of this. I'm the worst version of it. It's the worst self-talk ever." And her friends are like, "It's exhausting being her friend."
Oh, I would run the other way.
Oh,
I could not do it
because her friends are saying, "No, that's just you."
I got rid of friends like these in my 20s. I just could not I said they're not following me to my 30s.
No, that's a good thing to say. It's just,
Yeah.
and it clicked for me watching this that they actually both are way overthinkers. And that's
Danielle
not a Danielle and
and
Nick.
Nick. Mhm.
And that's not a good combination for them to be in at all. I think that's all I had about the
There was one
Bachelorette.
moment where Mallory's talking to her friends, and her friends are like, instead of red flags, these are green flags. Mallory, you've never
Yes.
talked this way about someone.
Yes.
So, and she's still like stuck in her head about, no, I want a guy to treat me like shit.
She is. She is.
Yeah.
She acts. Even though she says he's my soulmate, but I'm like, really? Whereas,
Yep.
so Mallory is and Ian and Deep and Iana are talking, and so Deep has said, I think Jarrett's going to say yes, and Iana says, well, I know we should love each other, but this whole Mallory situation, and she brings up again, I don't want to be a second choice.
Y'all, this will never go away. This will be thrown out every time they have a fight. Because you know what? If I was Iana, I'd do it too. I promise you, you don't get over this.
It takes, I don't know what it would take to get over it, but years. It takes years of being together and gaining that trust of someone to not feel that way.
And I think it would be easier if he actually could communicate with her. But instead of just giving her a rote answer by, you're the only one who's important now.
I also, again, don't see in his actions that he really loves her. He says, I do. And he says, I'm here for you. But
his actions don't say it.
He's
That
not
is so important. Say that again. His actions do not say he loves her.
But that's what she keeps asking for. Like we look at Sal, it's a little much for me sometimes. But Mallory asks for actions of love, and Sal is giving it. Yes, Kyle was trying to give love to Viper. Which, by the way,
I'm surprised we have not seen her. I'm shocked.
I bet she shit herself a lot. We had some sissies from Chicago that have sent us messages, and one of them said she worked in the salon that Shane was managing, and she said that Shayna verbally abused her every single day. And not only
not surprising,
she also cheated on her. Like she cheated on, I have to reread again, but basically like, she cheated on her best friends and fucked her boyfriend.
Not surprising.
She's an
abominable person.
God's first, y'all. Wow.
She's a terrible person.
She's a terrible person.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Way worse than Jessica ever was.
Yes. Dude, stop comparing them, y'all.
Way worse.
Anyway.
Should we talk about the wedding day?
It's our first wedding day, y'all. It's
your wedding day.
Hey.
Won't you marry me, babe?
Okay, y'all.
I don't know if you're going to say yes blues.
And so Nick says, he's like, I've loved Danielle more than I've loved anyone else before. I love her so much. But timing is everything. And a lot's happened in the last few weeks. He's like, we got pressure. So much pressure to do this. And I'm wondering if it's enough. And meanwhile, we see Danielle. And so he's getting ready. Danielle's getting ready. And y'all, this is not a good sign when the bridal party says, hi, Danielle, are you feeling good? And she goes, nope.
Well, I'll tell you why. Because the situation this show puts you in.
Yeah.
Because I will say this, the cruelest thing about this show is their wedding day. Because there's going to be a camera on your face that is going to be like, yes or no. And I'll never forget fucking Gigi. Because she thought Damien was going to say yes.
She did.
That was one of those moments. I'll never forget that.
And then she walked and fell down.
Oh, that wasn't right.
And now they're broken up. And
now
he's getting fillers and fucking that girl from Too Hot to Handle.
I don't think they're just friends. How dare you?
They're just friends.
So y'all, she looks gorgeous. They're fixing her. The dress looks gorgeous. Even her mother, Wendy, and she's like,
Wendy,
you look so good, honey.
Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Mom. Appreciate it.
Your thighs are not showing like they normally do.
Wendy looks great too,
She
actually.
does.
She looks gorgeous. And so they're getting ready. And then Nick's buddy shows up. He's like, well, how do you feel? And Nick says, I don't know. I don't know. He's like, if I could write down the person, I don't know. I really don't know. And Danielle says, if I could write down the person, it would be him. But I don't know either. I don't know what. And she's like, I want to say yes the entire time. She can't stop crying. Ugh.
So y'all at the wedding, and before that, Wendy says, if he says no, I'm going to kick his ass.
Kick his ass. Y'all,
I would love that.
I would love that. Nick is sweating like a whore in church.
Good Lord. I don't know if this is because he's in a very kind of warm suit or
It looks
they're getting
hot.
married on a warm day.
It looks warm. They're getting married in June in Chicago.
I want to say one thing about formal wear for men versus women. Women always say, "Oh, women's shoes are awful to wear," and blah blah blah, and something like that. I understand all your problems. I understand those are problems that it's not comfortable. You have to put yourself into a dress and Spanx. The problem with men's formal wear is it's hot as fuck. We have to wear like 6 layers, and I'm always sweating through my clothes. That's all I want to say.
It's hot.
A suit is hot as shit, and I hate being in them.
It doesn't compress your spine and bother your feet like
that's what I'm saying. I know it's a problem, but I'm saying menswear is not without its problems.
It's not. I agree. It's warm.
No, it's not warm. It's hot as fuck. If you see me in a suit, I'm uncomfortable. I don't care if it's in the cold. I am uncomfortable.
It's true.
So tell me you appreciate me when I do that. So they are, there's not a lot here. He's just walking up there. Who knows what he's going to say? Of course, she says yes, you guys.
She says, she says, I think the universe wanted me to accept my flaws. I want to be there for you. You've been there for me. So yes. And then, well, actually, she says, I do. Absolutely. And then now Nick, and you see Nick pause and you hear Wendy go, oh, Christ.
Oh, Christ. Oh, Christ.
Oh, Christ. All right, y'all. That is it. That's Love Is
I
Blind.
hope if he says no, I hope she climbs over people to punch him in the face.
Well, let's finally talk about it. The finale's next week, so now you're going to hear it. Let's hear our predictions.
Oh, my. Hope you can hear that, people.
I don't know if they do or not.
That was like, George. Well, let's start. Nick and Danielle.
I think they do. It makes a little noise on my. I didn't know this. Each time you press it, a key change goes up.
Do it again. No, it doesn't. It's the same key. No, it's the same key.
Did you hear it go down?
No, it's the same key.
Somebody's screaming, saying, "Just tell me!"
I'm screaming.
Okay.
Just tell me.
Okay. Iana and Jarrett.
No,
or what? How do you want to do it?
I just said Nick and Danielle. You're just.
Sorry. I got caught up at the time. Nick and Danielle. I think he's going to say no.
I'm flat 50-50 on this. So what are you percentage wise?
I'm like 95% he's going to say no.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm dead 50-50 because here's why. I don't know if he's going to want to be the asshole on television.
I don't think he wants to be an asshole on television, but I don't think he's looking down a long dark hallway.
No, you're right. I'm maybe 51% no. I'm not 95 by any means, but I'd also that would really throw the storytelling off. I think.
Well,
but
I don't know if it would or not because they kind of painted this picture perfect couple at first, and then we see it dissolve.
But I'm saying the storytelling is going to be they get through things like that, and that's the way the storytelling of this show tends to be. or when they do tell us, when the storytelling
But
is
that you just talked. I'm interrupting you because you just talked about that was the storytelling of Damon and Giannina. They had
I
all these
agree.
things, and he said no.
I agree. So I don't know. So the next one, let's talk about Iana and Jarrett.
Well, you go first on this one.
I think he's gonna say yes. She's gonna say no.
I think that too.
I'm
I hope
pretty
that.
I'm pretty confident. Me too. That's of all the couples, I really hope that's how this happens because she does not need to be in a marriage with him.
But I am about 60% she'll say no, 40% she'll say yes. I think there's a big chance she'll say yes.
Oh, I wish you weren't right, but I'm kind of right there with you. But I
Okay, all
really
right.
hope she says no.
Y'all let us know in the comments or tweet us, Instagram us to let you know who you think. Well,
Yeah.
we should do an Instagram post
Yeah,
about this.
I'm like 60-40, like you said. I'm like 60-40 no. She'll say it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Who's next?
Sal and Mallory. Malvador.
Marvador. My gut says Mallory's gonna say no.
Interesting.
But I am like a 50-50 on that.
Yeah,
Sal is yes, y'all. Sal is yes. Come
of
on.
course.
What do you
I'm
think?
more of a 75 yes, Mallory. 25.
Okay. And the reason why I say 50-50 is Mallory talks about like her sister being her second mother and all this kind of stuff. And those people aren't supporting her and wanting to go to this.
No, that's true. I'm just going off
I can see that mind fucking her.
I'm going off of the story we've seen of her. The storytelling has been their relationship and him overcoming odds.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm a little
No, I get
more confident about that. Natalie and Shane.
100% both yes.
Me too.
100%.
If
they don't say yes,
if there's a 99% in me, I will be absolutely livid. But we have been the storytelling has been making us love them from the beginning. But I think it's 100% yes for both of them.
If they don't get married, I'm not going to watch the show anymore.
They were the sure thing. No, you're still watching the show.
I'm watching this show. Sorry, I love this show. I'm watching it. But I'll be angry. I'll be angry until it comes out again.
Deeps and Shake.
You go
Did you have a
first.
stroke?
Yeah, you go first. I need to think on this.
I think they will get married. It will be a yes for him.
That's what I'm leaning towards.
It will be a yes for him. If there is a no, it will come from her.
That's what I'm thinking too.
And
that's what I'm thinking.
And for me, it's a straight 50-50 down the I think though with her
like
family
60-40.
Yeah, I could get there. Yes. I think she will think about her family. Because she's more of a company line kind of person with what the group wants to do, she'll do it.
Her family.
So I think if there is a no, it will come from her. If he says no, I think he realizes he will be reviled in social media and that's very important for him. For someone like him.
Yeah, but I think he'll say yes because he actually wants to say yes. Even if the sexual attraction is not there, I think he wants to say yes.
He's never met someone like that. He's never let someone in before like that.
He comes from a culture of arranged marriage, so it's not going to feel weird to him.
Mm-hmm. So we've got 3 most likely yeses and 2 nos.
We did all of them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. Okay.
There are only 5 because there were 6 last time, but no Kyle and Shayna.
No, Kyle and Shayna. Okay. Ooh. I can't wait. I wish it was next Friday already.
I can't believe we have to wait.
Y'all, this show is so good. If you're not watching Love is Blind, then
get the fuck with the program.
Get the fuck with the program, y'all. Hey, we're going to be talking about the finale. It airs on the 25th, and on the 27th, we'll be in Los Angeles at the Regent Theater. So be sure, if you're going to go to that show, we're going to be talking about Love is Blind, y'all. We're going to be talking about Love is Blind. So, but we will do a proper recap, because you know why? I just was talking to Ronnie, or saw on Ronnie. They just did a show in LA, and it didn't record, and they have to re-record the show.
Oh,
I know.
my God.
I would hate that. I would hate that.
You have to what we did. We have to make sure for every time that we do a quick thing in the sound check.
Too. Sometimes things happen. Oh, so now Poodle's going to be stressed out the entire time. I shouldn't have said anything. He just had a meltdown.
I'm really nervous now.
So y'all, on that note, we're excited.
I'm going to be asking the tech people. Are we sure that everything's good? I'm going to be an awful person.
We're going to see you, though, in Los Angeles, though, y'all. We can't wait. And come see us in Seattle on March 11th and Portland on March 12th. Those are my birthday shows. No.
There's one show that's on your birthday. The other has nothing to do with your birthday.
No, my birthday's March 12th, y'all. I'm gonna call a cake company. We're gonna get cake.
Better not be gluten-free.
It won't be gluten-free. I actually know. I did a segment, and one of the best cakes I ever had. I did a segment on Portland Afternoon Live with a baker. I'm gonna get a cake, y'all, for our VIPs. We're gonna serve cake. I'm saying it now.
That's a lot of people.
Well, it's like 60 people. It might be too expensive. I don't know how much the cake is. It might just be a cake for Jake and I.
Yeah, that's gonna eat out of our profits. I'm gonna say no.
All right, everybody.
I'm a money person.
Yeah. All right, everybody. We'll see you next week when this show drops. And get ready. There's going to be a reunion. I wouldn't even be surprised if they do a 2-part finale.
Oh my God.
This show is so popular.
No, it's gonna be one finale. It's gonna be one finale.
Like an hour and a half.
They don't do 2 parts with things like the finale be probably like 90 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, everybody. So that airs on the 25th. So we will get a show out to you promptly. But until then, y'all, keep asking yourself the eternal question. And what is that, Poodle? Is love blind?
Love is blind. Love is blind. Love is blind. It's 90 Day Games presenting Love is Blind.